Hey there, welcome to my channel. My name is Shawn, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a two-tone sweatshirt. So I have the two colors that I'm going to be using for my sweatshirt here. I'm going to go over all of the supplies, and then we're going to jump right into making the sweatshirt. So I do have, these are Gildan sweatshirts. So I have my light pink and my hot pink. I have my scissors. This is the HTV glitter that I'm going to use from Econotransfer. I'll be using my chalk pencil as well as my shirt ruler, and I have some cutaway stabilizer. So I'm going to go ahead and lay my sweatshirts out and show you how I mark them and then cut them. And then from there, we'll go over to the overlock machine. We'll get them serged together, and then I'll get everything hooped up onto the machine and stitched out so I can show you the final result. Now, initially, I wasn't sure which glitter HTV I wanted to use from Econotransfer, but I decided to go ahead and go with this one. And then I'm also going to do the colors. There's going to be two different color threads I'm going to be using as well. All right, so I'm going to move this stuff off to the side for now. And then we'll start on the first shirt. So I'll put this one back here. And it does actually already have a crease here, so I could honestly just follow that, which I probably will do, but I'm gonna still use my t-shirt ruler because I do want to make sure that that crease is centered. So I'm gonna grab my t-shirt ruler, and okay, yep, that crease is centered, so I am good to cut along that one. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab my scissors, just kind of move this back some, and then I'm just going to cut through the entire shirt, both sides, front and back. I'm just gonna go right up the center of the shirt with my scissors. All right, so, and I'm just lining it up, making sure it's good. I'm just going to move it up here, and voila. And so now you're going to have two pieces of your shirt. All right, and then now I'm going to go ahead and just put this off to the side, these two halves off to the side. All right, same thing. This one has a crease, but it does look kind of off, but I could be wrong. Let's see. And it is off a little bit. A lot of bit, actually. All right, so that's why it's always good to measure. If you don't have a t-shirt ruler, fold your shirt in half, line up the seams, and then press it. That way you'll know you'll have your center point where it needs to be. Because I'm going to be able to use, of course, the second half to make the same type of shirt. The colors are just going to be swapped, but you want to make sure that it is even. That way when you serge it together, that both sides are, you have it even on both sides. So, all right, so then here is my center point, and let me just grab this ruler here, and I'm gonna just mark it so I'm cutting in the right spot. Okay. And then so start here at the bottom, grab both layers, front and the back, get my scissors on here and go ahead and just follow that line all the way up. front. And now we have our second half. Now, whichever colors you want to put together, match together, do that. I'm going to do this side, the hot pink, and then so I'm gonna just fold this up and set that off to the side, and then I'm going to need this one here. And so same thing, I'm gonna fold this one up and put this off to the side, because after I finish this video, then I'm going to serge that one together too. So I'll have it when I'm ready for it. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and cut off this tag. So right now you have two separate pieces that should look like this. All right. So then what I'm going to do next then is open up and actually turn them inside out, each of the sides of the shirt. All right. And get everything laid out even. And then I'm going to serge the front half, and then I'm gonna go back and serge the back half. All right, so I'm just trying to even these out here. And you want to make sure that you have all your seams and everything lined up when doing this, so your sweatshirt isn't uneven. Okay, and take your time with this because you want to make sure that it is correct. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same with the other side. Get this all lined up and even and all that good stuff. And make sure it is good. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. So I have it lined up where I need it to be. Now you can either use pins or clips. I kind of use a combination of the two. I clip it at the beginning and the end, and then I pin the rest of it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take these two seams from each one, and this is where I'm going to use a clip to line it up and clip it. And I want to make sure those line up perfectly, or as best as you can. And this is where I like to put my clip right on those seams like that. And then I'm gonna do the same with the bottom half. Get that lined up, and I'm gonna put a clip right there on that seam. And now I'm going to take the front part and I'm going to add some pins. And just want to make sure you have everything lined up. Just keep putting your seams together, making sure everything is where you need it to be. Because once you sew this together, that is it. I mean, well, you can, of course, use your seam ripper, take it apart, but to avoid having to do all of that, we're just going to go ahead and keep lining everything up, making sure everything's good. And then we can head over to the serger, get this put together, and then I'm going to do the same with the back. All right, so that is how the front half of the shirt is looking. So I just have my clips on the ends and then my pins right there. So we'll go over and go to the serger, and then I'm gonna serge this half together, and then I'm gonna come back to the table, do the same with the back half, put that together. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna take you over to the other room where my serger is. Let's do it. All right, so let me get situated here. And so I have my serger ready to go. I'm going to leave it at black thread because I don't feel like changing it out. So if you want to change your serger thread out to match your materials, but no one's going to see it, so I'm going to leave black in there. which I normally do. With my overlock, I normally use black, white, or gray. Okay, so now I'm gonna just get my knife up. Now, this shirt is a medium. Normally I wear a small, so I am going to use the knife. If it's a shirt that is your regular size, so if I was doing this in a size small, I would turn the knife off on my overlock machine. That way it wouldn't cut any additional fabric. I'm just gonna have it where it just kind of trims this a little bit and stitch it back together. And because it is a little bit bigger, I'm gonna just take just a little bit off. And then I'm gonna go ahead and remove that clip and just go ahead and sew straight down. And just remove your pins as you're going. Right, and I'm just straightening everything out, making sure everything's even and stuff like that as I'm going. And then when I get right here to this end, I'm just going to hold the ends together right here, take my clip off. All right, and then I'll go ahead and just cut that. And that is what it should look like. You should have it completely serged back together. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and then I will see you back at the table. Okay, so she is all stitched out. And this is how we're looking. So you're gonna have that seam, that serge right down the center. Then I'm gonna go ahead and turn it inside out, or right side out. And now we can get her hooped up and stitched out, because I do have my design already loaded. All right, and so that is how she should be looking. And that is the back. So that's how you serge your sweatshirt together. And now if you don't have an overlock machine, you can just sew it back together. I would do maybe either a zigzag stitch or a triple stitch if you're going to do a straight stitch, because that zigzag, that can kind of mimic how the serge goes back and forth and covers those covers your material. So either a zigzag stitch or a straight stitch. If you're going to do a straight stitch, make sure it's a triple stitch. All right, so now we have our shirt ready, and seeing that I have my center point marked, I don't have to mark it with one of my stickers like I normally do. I'm gonna go about 4 fingers down like I normally do. So we'll go ahead and go over to the hooping station and get her hooped up and onto the machine. And I'm going to be using my 8x13 mighty hoop to hoop this up. So I'm going to just set the bottom of the hoop in there, get my stabilizer on here, and then get my shirt hooped. Oops. All right. And I'm just making sure my seams and everything is where I need it to be. I'm going to just move that up just a little bit. All right. Now we are good to go. Okay, so let's get her on the machine and we'll get her stitched out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my sweatshirt put on the machine and locked into place. Okay, and I just need to double check my colors. I think I need to switch them around. I do. So this half is going to stitch out in light pink, so I need to change that. And then this half is going to stitch out in like a hot pink. So I just need to change that. And then I'm also going to be using this here glitter HTV to go on top. So what I'm gonna do first is I have my colors set, and then I'm gonna lock it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do a trace. That looks good. Let me see. I think I want to move it up just a tad, and then I'm gonna do another trace. And while that is tracing, I'm actually going to get my carrier sheet cut off of my, or peeled up off of my vinyl. And what I'm gonna do first is cut the corners so it'll fit into the hoop better. And then I'll peel that carrier sheet off, get her started. This stitch out is only going to take about, I want to say 15 minutes. And so I need to cut it down just a little bit. Just so it fits into the hoop pretty good. And let's see if that does it. That is perfect. All right, so now I'll go ahead and get this carrier sheet off of here. And so you always want to make sure you peel that carrier sheet off. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and lay it in there. I'm gonna do another trace just to make sure. I like to do a trace with the vinyl on just to make sure I have it where it needs to be. And I'm gonna just go ahead and let this stitch out. And so, yeah, this design only has 9,555 stitches. I'm gonna be stitching it at, I'm gonna probably go up to 800 stitches per minute, so it'll be pretty quick. And just making sure I got my glitter in there good. I'm gonna just kind of hold it for a second and let it do its thing. And so it's gonna take 16 minutes and 43 seconds. So I will be back once we're about halfway through, show you what it's looking like, and then I'll meet you back over at the table so I can show you the finished result. All right, so the shirt has finished and I started peeling away some of the glitter, getting this all cleaned up. It turned out really, really cute. All right, and we are almost there. And I'm just going in and grabbing those smaller pieces of glitter. And I'm gonna grab my scissors here so I can get these ones that are like in the center out, and just be careful when you're lifting those up. Perfect. All right, looks good. And I just set that mighty hoop off to the side, and I put that one right on top. Turn her inside out so I can get the backing off and get that cleaned up. So I'm gonna just go ahead, actually first grab my scissors so I can, and I'm just going in and just burning off the stitches, the threads, I mean. And you can definitely just use some snips just to get this cleaned up. I just like to use a lighter, it's quicker. And then I'm gonna just go around and cut this backing off, turn her right side out, and she will be done. And I actually have a navy blue, well actually it's a royal blue and a light blue sweatshirt that I'm going to do two-tone as well. So you can definitely have fun with this, mix and match your colors. Oh, that turned out nice. And so that is how she turned out. Again, that's how the back of it looks once you stitch it together. And that is what we're looking like. So it turned out really, really cute. And I love the glitter and then the light stitching on the dark side and the darker stitching on the light side. So that turned out really good. But if you have any questions, let me know below in the comments. As always, I'll be happy to answer. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching today's tutorial. Bye.